The Fort Lauderdale Historical Society was founded in 1962. Our mission is to bring history to life for Greater Fort Lauderdale, and we do that through education, research, and preservation. We hope to preserve the Fort Lauderdale area so that generations who follow us will all get to enjoy and learn about how Fort Lauderdale began.
Well, my family's been in the car business for over 65 years. We started when my grandfather got out of the war. He moved down to Miami and he took a job as a doorman at a hotel down in Miami, the Coronado Hotel on Miami Beach. And one of the functions of a doorman at the time was you procured rent-a-cars for the guests. Now at the time they didn't have a lot of rent-a-car agencies, didn't have really any rent-a-car agencies. So the doormen would use local guys who owned cars. The guys would come, rent their cars to the guests, and they would basically hang out by the pool all day until the guests got back. My grandfather saw this and he bought his own car and started to rent his car to his guests as they needed it. He started being pretty successful with this, so he bought another car and he bought a third car. Pretty soon he was making more money renting cars to the guests than he ever was as a doorman. Friends of his who were doormen at other hotels along Miami Beach started calling him for cars, and eventually he went in partners with his father, Alex Morse, and they went in together on a 20-car rental fleet, and that's what became Morse Motors Rent-A-Car in Miami Beach.
People ask me why Ed was so passionate about the car business. He loved it. I think he got that feeling from his father, who was in the car business, and he was a salesman. He was a great salesman, and most car people are good salesmen. But on top of that, he was a great businessman, and he was a risk taker. And so he was willing to move out, take the risk, put something in place, and then with his own ability, and you could see him going 100 miles an hour. Ed never went anywhere slowly. Ed was always very quick and very moving, and that's how he built his business.
Ed Morse was probably the most honest guy I have ever met in my life. I personally witnessed a deal where he shook somebody's hand, and when it came time for the deal to occur, he actually lost up close to $30 million on the deal, but he honored it because he had shaken the guy's hand and said, I'm committed to the deal this way, did the deal, and although he did fine on the deal, he could have made substantially more money and agreed to not make as much because he had shaken the guy's hand. Ed Morse was a gentleman that you never needed something in writing. He always remembered his handshakes.
Mr. Morse has built a sense of caring about people, whether it be employees, customers, or anybody you come in contact with, and I think that's the legacy that he left both in Ted and Ted.
It's not about the cars, as cool as they are, and I love them. It's all about the people. It's your employees, taking care of them, giving them the opportunity to provide a better life for their family and their children. We have a number of people who work for us, who have worked for us for a long time, and their children have come to work for us, or their brothers and sisters have come to work for us, and there's truly no higher compliment that somebody can pay you than entrusting you with their family's legacy. And it's not something we take lightly, and it is without a doubt the most important thing that we do.
The Morse family and the Ed Morse Automotive Group are one of our city's greatest founders. For the last 65 years, they have made unprecedented contributions to our business community. In addition, they have raised millions of dollars for multiple charities in our city.
And Ted said to me, whenever you need us, all you have to do is to pick up the phone. And time again, I've been respectful to not pick up that phone too many times, but on a few occasions I have. And every time I have picked up the phone to call Ted's office or just to reach out to the Morse family, they've always been there for us. So when I think of the tremendous generosity that this family has provided, the Morse family has provided to us, it translates into making sure that kids have what they need, boys and girls growing up to become good adults and prepared for the next steps in their life.
It's people like Ed Morse and Ted Morse that provide the underlying backbone for a city like this that's relatively new, that also provide an example of how to conduct business in a way that not only is successful, but serves an example that by doing good, you do well.
I think in order to be successful, not only do you need great people, but you need a great place to work, which is why me and my family have called Fort Lauderdale home for so long. It's not only the people that work for us, but our customers who come from this community. Such a diverse community. It makes work fun, it makes it exciting, it makes it rewarding, and you can't have success unless you have a successful place to do it. And I like to think that place is not only the MORSE Automotive Group, but Fort Lauderdale, Florida. This is our home. This is all we know, and we want to do everything that we can to help leave it better than we found it.